Hey y'all, I'm Danny, and this is Heard. Hi guys, welcome back to Heard the Podcast. I am your host, Danny, and I'm joined by my wonderful engineer, J-Rob. Say hi, J-Rob.
It's good, y'all.
Did you want to get a donut?
I'm good right now.
Why you always act like you can't eat the food that I bring you?
I do eat the food.
Unless it's Hiphop chicken, you just like let it sit. Did you eat today?
I did.
What you eat today?
I ate, what did I eat today? Damn, I ate a trail mix.
You eat like a freaking...
Trail mix, fruits.
Trail mix?
Water, orange juice, things of that nature, yeah. That's what I did.
So you just snacked the whole day? You didn't eat like a meal?
Not a meal yet. I ain't eat a meal
You didn't eat a meal yet, and it's almost 6 p.m. You didn't eat a meal yet, sir?
I'm cool.
Okay. Why you always snacking?
I don't know.
Anywho.
I like to eat, though.
Right. So why are you snacking?
Just to keep me going through the day.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like I feel like eating meals and I think snacking is more of a negative impact than eating meals sometimes.
What?
Like I just feel like if you keep snacking, you're snacking throughout the day, and sometimes snacks aren't always good for you. Like eating a fully balanced meal is the best way to go. So you sitting here, you talking about some daggone like trail mixes and little fruit. I mean, those are nice snacks.
It'll still be the result, same result, even if I ate a full
Where's
meal.
the protein? Like where's the?
It's coming.
So after this recording, you're gonna go eat a meal?
Oh, for sure.
And then most likely you're gonna eat the meal, and then you're gonna go and lay down.
No. I'm still be up.
Doing what?
Probably watching Martin, finishing up Martin, and that's it.
Okay.
I just watch reruns.
Okay.
Since I've been sick, I've just been watching reruns.
So you're sick. That's why you haven't been watching new shows. You've just been watching reruns. Is like Martin like a comfort show for you?
Just for the time being, because that was available on Netflix at the time.
Anywho, so. Yes, we're back. A lot has. Well, we have some things to talk about today.
I know a lot.
Huh?
I know a lot.
A lot what?
I know a lot of things is going to be talked about today.
Okay. Well, So I knew. Okay. So let's see. I don't know if I know that it seems like people love when I talk about my business.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it my due diligence to just consistently provide relatable content, and then also talk about other people's business. But anywho,
right.
But before that though, before I start off, I'm happy to be back.
Yes.
Happy to be here. And so this past week or so, we've had a lot of passings. So sure. Michelle Trachtenberg, I think that's how you say it, Trachtenberg. Michelle Trachtenberg. Hopefully I'm saying her last name correctly. But she just passed away at 39. Her mother found her in her apartment unresponsive. They said that she recently had a medical surgery and all these things, but the results are unknown at the moment. But she passed away, and that was really sad. She was only 39, so it's already sad. And the fact that her mother found her unresponsive was already really sad. Right. But I'm thankful for people like Michelle, because I definitely grew up on her. She definitely started off as a Nickelodeon kid. I remember her from Harriet the Spy. Harriet the Spy is one of my favorite movies. It's one of those movies that it's like a staple in my childhood. Next to Matilda, Harriet the Spy was also a favorite of mine. And I loved her acting in there. I just think a lot of these child actors Raven and everyone else, they're the way they, their delivery and their performance at young ages, they're brilliant. I feel like she was always someone special.
For sure.
And then of course I loved her in Buffy. I still watch Buffy to this day. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is, is iconic, but it's also one of my comfort shows. And I always thought that they wrote her into the show very well. And that was just really sad. I'm wow, I never watched Gossip Girl. I've been meaning to get into Gossip Girl. I think I will, but I know that she played in Gossip Girl. She played in Euro Trip, and then it's this other movie called Mysterious Skin that she was in. And I only saw that movie once. And it stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Do you know Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah.
And I remember, because early 2000s is like my favorite genre of like movies, and I love like teen movies from that era, and like that's my favorite. That's why I love that Rico Nasty music video so much, because it reminded me of like the early 2000s like teen angst. Like it just reminded me of that feeling of like, you know, that. But I remember when I saw her in Mysterious Skin, I was like, oh wow, look at her, because I actually like, I love finding like cool indie movies. I love like finding like hidden gems of movies. And I remember I found that movie randomly. I didn't see it when it first came out, but I found it randomly on Hulu one day. This is when Hulu had like was fairly new, and they didn't have the selection that they have on there now. Right. But I remember finding Mysterious Skin on Hulu when it was like, you know, like coming up, because that was when Hulu only had like old movies on there, or like this random like little like random like underground movies or whatever. And I remember like clicking it because I saw Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he's like one of my favorite actors. I love his range. He's like a really good actor to me. So I remember watching it, and I remember she was in it. But I remember loving how I found that movie, because it tackled like a lot of like different things, like sexual assault and all those things, you know, that young people go through. So I love like finding movies like that, and you know, but that was a good find, and I love how she was in it, and you know, she's a great actress. And then also Angie Stone passed away. Yeah, I saw that too. So I found out,
That was crazy.
It was crazy, and she passed away from a car crash, and that's horrible. Like it's so like, you know, I just like, I know that, you know, we all have our day, but the way that, you know, things like, you know, the way that things it will happen is always like scary for me to think about. And the fact that like she passed away tragically, and it's just that was crazy. I found out that she passed away when I was at the hair salon last week, because I got my hair cut. If you guys can see, my hair is really short right now. Like I got my hair cut because I wasn't like taking good care of it, and they had to cut a lot off, which is fine. But and I love my haircut. It's really cute. It's like my little, you know, whatever. But I found out in the hair salon, because I saw that Gossip in the City had posted it first, and it wasn't like on TMZ quite yet, and it was like the first. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Because like it's so many daggone celebrity deaths that are reported that aren't. How many times did Cat Williams die? You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, so I found it in the hair salon. I'm like, oh wait, Gossip in the City posted it. I'm like, oh well, I'm not sure if this is true or not. But I remember like reading it out loud. I said Angie Stone passed away. Everyone in the hair salon was like, what? Angie Stone? No, like it was like crazy. But then like a few minutes later, TMZ posted it. I'm like, oh no, now I know. Was like real. Right. That was sad. The singer Roy Ayers. Yeah, Roy Everybody Ayers. Loves the sunshine.
At least you know something.
What do you mean? You don't think I knew that song? It's a classic.
Thank you.
Everybody, and you know how many times that song was sampled? J. Rob, you're a producer. You know how many times that song was sampled? God damn it! Of course I know who damn Roy Ayers. I know who the original artist was. Everybody loves. My life.
The only thing
That's I don't know. I don't know from Mary J. Blige. I know from Everybody Loves the Sun. That's so iconic.
There you go.
That's iconic. And you know what else is iconic?
What? For sure.
What's another one that's iconic? Like another like little sound bite that's iconic to you.
Damn, it just popped in my head, but you did that thing. Fuck.
What?
Damn. Oh,
what?
Summer Madness. Summertime.
Wait, what? Put the mic up.
Summertime. The sample.
The Will Smith sample.
Right, exactly. Summer Madness. That's what the original sample.
It is, but wait.
But the synth sound.
Let me play it a little
bit. That's an iconic synth sound.
Oops. Oh, you hear it? Oh, so when they. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can play it. Hold on.
Exactly. Play you on.
I know that. I just needed to hear it for a second. I know my shit. J. Ross, I'm playing me like that.
I'm just making sure, man.
Playing like that. I know. I can reference that to like a movie scene too. Well, I swear it was a movie where someone like either died or some shit. Something emotional happened.
It wasn't a movie. I don't remember a movie.
You know what? You know what else is iconic? You know what else?
What?
back to life. But no, ha ha.
Oh yeah.
What's the joint when they was walking in Belly? Ha ha.
That joint.
Ha ha.
I know you talking about that.
What song is it? Fuck. Stay ready. Are you ready?
Right.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
Say, are you ready?
The club scene.
Yeah.
Club scene, yeah.
I might have to recreate that some way. I don't know.
What, the belly move?
Yeah, I mean, because everyone does it, but like I haven't done it. But I might recreate it in like a photo shoot way or something. I don't know. Anywho,
That'd be dope.
right? Because I'm still thinking about photo shoot ideas for my birthday, and I haven't zeroed down on anything yet. But anywho, yes. So. Yes, R.I.P. to Michelle Trachtenberg, Angie Stone, Roy Ayers. Anyone else pass away that I forgot?
No, that's like.
I look good in the camera. I look good in the camera, right? It's recording. Okay. So, anywho, moving along, just a couple quick things before we get into the topics. Did you watch the Gervonta Davis versus Tank? I'm sorry, no.
I didn't watch.
Did you watch the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight?
I didn't watch.
You didn't watch it?
I saw the highlights.
Okay, I watched it. I paid for the Prime. I went over my friend's house. I paid for the Prime. I did it. Whatever. I watched it. And with me, I always like root for the underdog, but I loved how it was Baltimore versus DC. I love that. I love when things like that are like happening on like a mainstream scale, because we don't. I mean, it's always about like Cali, New York, Philly, whatever, when it comes to mainstream like situations. But I love when like my area is like being mainstream or being talked about in a mainstream way.
Yeah, they take it serious.
I know that Lamont Roach, he had a Breakfast Club interview before the fight. Mm-hmm. And just Hilarious is on the show now, right. And she's from Baltimore, and he's from DC, and he's from DC, but he also lived in PG County. He lived in Capitol Heights, and I love how they were discussing like the difference between DC, PG County, and like why PG County. Like it's the difference between like because like I always ask people that are from PG County, like when you're out of town, like what do you say when people ask you where you from? Because for me, if I'm out of town and I say, oh, I'm from Maryland, Baltimore? No, I'm not from Baltimore. I'm from PG County. But then I have to explain that. So sometimes like it just depends on. So for me, it depends on whether like you're asking me where I'm from in passing, or like we're somewhere where it's like, okay, you're gonna be around me for a certain period of time. Right. Then I'll explain to you what PG County is. I'll say like, oh, PG County is right outside of DC, or like I'm from like outside of DC. But if it's in passing, oh, hi, where you from? DC. Bye. Never gonna see you again because it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But it's like. Right. But it's kind of correct. I mean, well, I'm from PG County. I grew up. I'm from Forestville, Suitland area. I lived in Largo. I lived in Brandywine. So I'm really from PG County. I lived in Fort Washington. Yeah, I'm from PG County. Right, but of course, DC is down the street. Depending on what part of PG County you live in. Virginia down the street. And so I'm from PG County, but I was born in a DC hospital. My mother had me in a DC hospital. So like my birth certificate says DC. Mm-hmm. My passport, it says DC because it says it from your certificate or whatever. But right. I'm from PG County. Right. But if I ever become famous and you Google me, it's going to say DC because that's what my birth certificate says. Right. But I'm born. I guess I would say born and raised PG, but born DC, raised PG. Like whatever. Raised, right. Girl, like I spent so much time because DC is like literally like 2 traffic lights. I lived in Largo where. You hop on Central Avenue, you drive down 2 lights, you in Northeast DC, you right by Division Ave. Right. I lived in Suitland where Southeast is down the street. You can take Suitland Road to Southeast. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right there. So I mean, yeah, but I get though, like people from DC, they take pride. Like, no, I'm from DC. Like I'm from DC. You can't be from PG saying that you from DC to a DC person. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Whatever. What you be saying when people ask you where you from when you out of town?
PG County. You
say PG County, but they be like, What's that? They be saying, what's that?
Nah, I just be like, PG County, Maryland.
Oh, you'll just say that?
Yeah.
Maybe I should just say that then. PG County, Maryland. Yeah. But I feel like they'll still say Baltimore because like people just think when they hear Maryland, they just think Baltimore. And it's like Baltimore not even.
But that's like people from Cali and shit. Like people think it's only one thing, but it's not.
Oh, what, Cali?
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think
some people do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some people.
Yeah, I know San Diego, San Francisco, Inglewood.
Some people
L.A.
consider it's only one if they never been there. It's like here, like they never been here. They don't think Baltimore is the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
and it's like a section off.
So the Tank versus Roach fight was a draw, and they're going to do a rematch, I believe. They're talking about that, I guess. I know Charlamagne the God said it should be in the DMV area. If it's in the DMV area, that would be insane.
I mean, Roach. I think they said he had a gym down here. Like
he probably does. I think he probably still live here.
Yeah, it's like down the street.
Down the street, away from here.
Yeah.
Oh shit, where?
I think in Cap. It might be in Cap Heights.
Oh, it might be in Capitol Heights.
But yeah, it's a boxing gym. You got a boxing gym here, all that shit. So.
They should have it in the Capital One Arena.
I think so.
They should. Well, like what's the arena that meets between Baltimore and DC? I feel like if they had that shit at FedEx Field, that's a stadium though. That's too much. Arena, probably Capital One. Cause didn't Gervonta fight somebody at Capital One? He fought a Philly nigga at Capital One.
I think
right?
so. Yeah, that's like the main. Yeah, that's like the main.
Yeah, just book the Capital One Arena real quick and just do it. It's gonna be because I might go.
Or the National Harbor. No, can they make?
Oh, at the MGM.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if they can. I think they can make they can create that.
MGM is a stadium or an arena?
I think it's more of a theater. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay,
I'm thinking about Vegas. I'm thinking about Vegas. That's what I'm thinking about.
Just having the Capital One Arena and say fuck it, fuck it.
Right.
Anywho, okay, so relatable content hour. So on to some relatable content. Hold on, let me see something. I got you. Let me see how many donuts did I get you because I kind of want one.
Go ahead.
I got you one chocolate with sprinkles. Like it's like a chocolate covered with sprinkles.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the plain one though. I want the plain one.
Okay.
Cool. Anywho, okay, so what should I start with? So guess what?
What?
I finally blocked my ex-boyfriend on social media.
Okay.
And
I thought you been did it.
this is no, I didn't do that. This is the thing because we broke up in like 2018, and like ever since then, he's been contacting me and like trying to like get back in my life in some way, shape, or form, and I've been like rejecting it. Right. At one point, I told him, "Don't ever call me again." He'll wait a few months, call me again, whatever. I actually blocked him once on Instagram. I don't know how this happened, but I guess he made another page and followed me again. So he's been following me on Instagram, right? So I blocked him once. He made a new page, whatever. I don't know why he made a new page or whatever, but he ended up following me again. I didn't block him again after that, right? What I did was I just removed his follow. So he would follow me on Instagram, and I would remove his follow. This happened a few times. I would remove the follow. And so at one point I had his follow removed, but I would still see that he would still watch my stories. So I'm like, is he searching my name and looking for me to watch my story or something? Like that's weird, right? Because like I removed his follow. So when he would follow me, I would glance on his page. Of course, I'm just whatever. I'm gonna look on your page real quick. So I believe he has a daughter now. He has a family now, I guess, right? He has a family now. But he still peeks in on me. So this is the thing, like I'm not really a blocker like that. Like you would have to really, really, really make me feel like I have to block you. And I just don't block people like that because I feel like I'm giving you too much power. Right. Like I feel like when I block people, I'm surrendering like my power and some. That's just how I feel like when it comes to blocking people. I don't like to give people that power. I just don't. But I think that now I don't care about if it looks like I'm bothered or something when I block somebody because like it's just protecting my peace at the end of the day, especially if you keep trying to like reach out to me or you keep trying to tap into my reality. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like the fact that he keeps like reaching out is crazy. It's like why are you keep like you don't see that, like you don't realize that I like you don't notice that you keep having to refollow me. Like he will keep refollowing. Like you don't notice that I'm like you know that I'm removing your follow, right? Like so you like why you keep whatever, right? Anyway, so that was that, right? I let it go, whatever, right? I didn't block him yet. So I just kept removing his follow, right? Then, so I became active on TikTok again, on my personal TikTok page. So I'm being more active on my personal TikTok page. And I see that he found that and he found my TikTok. that has like 20 followers right now, like my personal TikTok. So he followed me there. Removed this follow on TikTok and removed it. So then I removed that like a couple months ago. I started on TikTok a couple months ago. So I removed this follow. So then the other day I see that he followed me again on TikTok. Like he followed me again, like refollowed me. I'm like, do you realize that you keep having to refollow me? Like, I guess not, right? So this is when I was like, you know what? Because the thing is, I was like, you know what? This is okay. I said, you know what? Fine. I blocked him. I just blocked him on TikTok, and I was like, you know, let me go find his page on Instagram quick. Let me block him there too. So I blocked him on Instagram, and I blocked him on TikTok. So he's blocked. Right. And like, this is the thing. Like, I said, like, I don't like to do that, but I just like, you know, I don't miss him. I don't want to be with him, and like, I kind of regret the relationship, but I did learn from that relationship, right. And it's just, I'm over him. Like, I'm not, you know, he has a kid now or whatever. I'm sure he has somebody that he's with. Cool, right? But it's like, it's just reminding me, like, if you're with somebody right now and you keep tapping in onto what your ex is doing, like, you haven't changed. But then also, like, I think I had to block him because it just me seeing him. Ooh, like his name, like seeing him on my phone, like it makes you annoyed. It like him following me and me seeing that, it's like, why? Like it just it triggers me, or like it irks me almost. Right. And like, you know, it's my phone and I can see what I want to see on my phone, so you're blocked. Yes. Like, stop. But like, how do you feel about blocking people? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, because I just like I used to think that it was like, okay, wow, you're in your feelings, like you're blocking someone, you're in your feelings, they really have an effect on you, like you're a fucking like crybaby, like wah. Like, but now it's just like I'm controlling my peace, like I'm controlling, like
that's exactly what it is, just protecting your peace.
Yeah, it's just this, but you don't think that I'm like being like weird about that, like even though like we broke up in like 2018. And it's 2025, bro. Huh?
2025, bro.
Yeah, but it's like the fact that like I don't even want to see his name. I don't want to witness your existence like ever again in my life.
That's why the block button is.
There's like, damn, like you keep refollowing me. You're crazy. Like, what is your problem? But yeah, so I blocked him and I took my power back, guys. But no, so yeah, I just felt the need to do that or whatever. But so I guess, but like, I'm not really shy to block anymore. It is what it is. Like, that's just what that is. But anywho, on to something else, right? So I'm not going to say anybody's name, J-Rob, but I'm going to tell this story only because this is another instance with another guy that I had involvement in. So the reason I want to talk about this is because the other day I was on TikTok and I came across a post. This woman, she was saying like, don't ever date a man, and this goes for women too, or whatever. Like, don't ever date a man who's in survival mode, because you know, don't date a man who's in survival mode. Don't date a man who doesn't have their own place to live or their own car to drive or their own money or anything like that. Don't do that, because you never know what their true intentions are. You never know if it's genuine, and you don't want to fall victim to that. Like, don't do it. It's not going to end well. It's never going to be whatever. So it reminded me of a situation that I was in where a couple of years ago I was involved with someone that you know, the intentions weren't very genuine. And you know, I learned a lot from that situation, because you know, I learned that my self-esteem wasn't where it should have been at that point. But I think that situation definitely, like, you know, I've experienced similar situations like that before, like maybe like one time before, like in my early 20s, but this happened in my late 20s, and it was so parallel to my earlier experience in my earlier 20s that I'm like, okay, so this lesson really needs to stick for me this time. And I think that really shaped and it really enforced to me that I need to stick by my standards. So basically, I'm going to summarize just basically what it was. Like, I was involved with a guy who, you know, it seemed like, you know, he would always lead with like his own like sob story, if you will. Like, he will always talk about how like, oh, you know, he was homeless and he had to deal with this. He had to go through this, and this. And like, oh, he has this baby mother drama here, and she's tries to take the baby from him and tries to keep the baby from him because, you know, he don't want to be with her and blah, blah, blah. But like, And that was what he led with. And it just seemed like the way he would like deliver his story when he would meet you, it just seemed like, oh wow, this guy was dealt a bad hand. But you know, when I became involved with him and got to know him, I saw that whatever bad luck that he had, he put himself in that position. Like he was homeless because he made himself homeless. You know, come to find out, like his mom had to put him out at one point because she was tired of him disrespecting her. And this is when he is in his grown 20s or whatever. She had to put him out at one point because he kept disrespecting her. You're a young man and you're disrespecting your mother. It's like, no, you're in my house. Like, no. And, and then that's how he met his child's mother. And like, she took him in, and then, of course, but he never had like a loyalty to his partners. So like, that kind of contributed to like their conflict or whatever. And then, of course, like, I try to, when I hear about certain situations with baby mothers and baby fathers or whatever, I try to be a little understanding. I try not to react off of the cover of the book. I try to like think and see like, okay, so this may have gone this way because of whatever. And also like you learn that, people love differently. Fact. People just love differently, and you never know the ins and out of the situation. You see this woman or this person reacting this way towards their partner, but do you know what the partner did? Do you know what the partner is saying to them? What if the partner is saying one thing to them and their actions are showing another thing, and they're just frustrated and they're just like whatever? You just never know. You never really know. Like we were involved, and I caught feelings, and I thought that he caught feelings from me. Like, he would say things like, oh, like, he would talk about how much he cared about me and all these things. And, at one point I would catch him in certain lies, and I would forgive him. And he would say that, oh, I want to commit here. I want to commit to you. He would say all the love bombing. He would love bomb me, all those things. And, at the time I only had a car. So like I would give him rides and things like that. But at that time, this was 2021. This was after the pandemic. Because 2020, I didn't have a job. I was hustling. I just didn't have a job. So I had just got a new job, like a nice, full, stable job in 2021. So I didn't have my own place anymore because I had moved back home for a little bit because of the pandemic. And then when I got my new job, that's when I started stacking my paper back up. And I eventually moved out or whatever. I moved to Baltimore or whatever. But around that time, I didn't have my own place to live, so like he couldn't like leech off of that. He could only leech off the fact that I had a car, if that made sense. But the things that he would say to me, it seemed like his intentions were genuine. It seemed like he really cared about me. So it seemed I didn't think that me not having my own place mattered or whatever. But anyway, so then basically I was strung along until he found another situation where it was more beneficial to him. He found someone that he could live with now. He found someone that he could drive their car. He found someone, it was more convenient, if that makes sense. And then also he was getting ready to get put out again at that point because like his mom was just like, because I learned a lot after the fact, and things started clicking after the fact. I had to go through it, whatever. But like at one point his mom would tell me like, yeah, like, cause I was like, yeah, he told me that you put him out because he didn't want to do this and that. And she was like, no, I put him out because he was disrespecting me in my home. I put him out because he didn't have a job and he has 2 younger siblings, and that's not setting a good example for my younger kids. Like she's like, I don't mind like you being over 18 and staying in my house. I'm not the kind of parent that puts out kids because they turn 18 or whatever. You can live with me indefinitely. You just need to have a job and bring an income in the home. And set a good example for your younger siblings. I'm like, wow, like, so you didn't put him out because you just did, like, she was like, no. I don't have a problem with my son staying here. You can stay here indefinitely. Just bring in an income. You're grown. You have a younger brother that has a job. Why don't you have a fucking job? That was her whole thing. I'm like, wow. Like I didn't know any of this. Right. But so what hurt my feelings really bad was that he moved on to someone else that was more beneficial to him. Like, it was more someone that he could leech off more. And he did it so abruptly, and it was almost like I was dumped. I was like trash. And I felt like trash. And it almost felt, even though it didn't happen in front of a whole bunch of people, like some people knew that we were involved, but like it just felt like I felt humiliated. I felt like I was trash. I felt like I had no more use. And I felt like, is there something wrong with me? Like, do I not bring things to the table? Like, is it me? And, at one point, I think I asked him, I was just like, because like, at first, before he found before he found the step up, I'll say step up, quote unquote, because I'm not, nothing about me is low at all. But before he found that, he was like begging me to like stay with him, like, oh, I love you, oh, I wanna be with you, I want to commit to you, all these things. That's why I stayed and forgave him for whatever he did to me or whatever. But 2 weeks later, it was like he never said that to me. Literally like 2 weeks later, it was like he never said that to me.
That's crazy.
It was like I just, I just didn't want to be alone. Like that's basically what he said to me. I'm like, what? Like, what? So I said, so I would ask, I said, so what is it about her? Because because me, I'm gonna just ask the questions. So one thing I asked him, I was like, what is it about her? What is it about her that you just want to just move on that quickly? Like, oh, he said to me like, oh, it's just easier. It's easier. And at first, my dumb ass, like, I'm not thinking like, oh, like maybe I'm difficult to handle. But he said it's easier because it's easier. I have somewhere to live now where my mom isn't there pressuring me to get a fucking job. I'm over here love bombing her over here, and she's fine with me moving in with her. And she's fine with me like driving her car. And she has 2 kids too, and I have a kid, so we had that's convenient. So I can bring my kid over her house and she can, all these things, right? So then that's what that was. And then so anyway, fast forwarding, I believe a year later they ended up getting married. And the only reason I found out that they got married is because my friend is a videographer, and they reached out to her to possibly record their wedding or whatever. And she called me because she knew the situation. She called me and asked me, or she called me and ran it past me just to like, because she were friends. I didn't tell her not to do it because it's a business. She ended up not doing it because of something else. They couldn't afford it, but like she just ran it past. Like like this, and that's how I found out they were going to get married. I'm like, wow, he just hopped to her. Like what the fuck? Like that's crazy. That made me feel even worse about myself. I'm like, damn, like am I not marriage material? Like my dumb ass is thinking like, wow, I'm not marriage material. I'm difficult. I'm all these things that a bum ass nigga won't even want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how I felt. It took me a while to really, and the thing is like he's like, he has nothing to offer, but like I feel like I was in the headspace where like, oh my God, something is wrong with me. I really felt like something was wrong with me. Like I'm not good enough to like what is it? Like I really believe that J-Rob. It's disgusting because it's like that. I look back at my old mindset. I'm like, bitch, you're dumb. Like what the fuck?
That's crazy.
But no, so that's what happened, and whatever, and so and then they had so of course like he would always post her and all those things, like he would post her and they would post each other, whatever. Fine. So I ended up getting over it, and because I had friends would tell me like, Danielle, no, he's a leech. Like he just moved on to his next victim. That's all that is. Like, but I didn't like. I mean, what they were saying was right, and I believe that they're telling me the best. They're telling me what they're telling me. Good advice.
You just wasn't.
I feel like, but I just didn't feel.
Yeah, you wasn't taking it in.
I mean, I was taking it in. Like what you're saying to me makes sense, but I just didn't feel like that was a reality for me. It didn't feel real to me yet. Right. But anyway, so so that happened, and I had a conversation with his mother again, like after because I first found out that I knew that he was moving on to somebody else, but it became really real when I saw him post pictures with her like a week after we broke up. Like it was like he was like it was like on stand, like she was on standby until he broke up with me. Like it was wild. But his mom told me one day, she was like because I was talking to her because we're cool. I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, like I feel like trash. Like I was talking to venting to his mother or whatever, and she was just like, she told me, she's like, I know he's my son. Like I love my son. I know he's my son, but you deserve better. She was like, you deserve better. You deserve someone that gets up and goes to work every day. I was like, wow. His mom said that to me. I'm not even fucking lying. I'm like, wow.
That's crazy.
But anywho, he married the girl or whatever, they're together, right? And so I'm over it or whatever. I'm over this happened. All this shit went down back in 2022, right? I'm over it, whatever. Mm-hmm. So again, the reason I'm bringing this up because I saw on TikTok the person reminded me of like this, like what the woman said is real, like relatable content, all 2025, y'all. But when I found out, so I realized that they must have been rocky when a few months ago he slid back in my DMs like nothing was wrong. Like he was just like, he was like, he didn't even say hi. He was like, how have you been? He was like, how have you been? I'm like, what the fuck? I said, oh wow, she must be catching, your wife must be catching on to what your bullshit now. I'm like, wow, okay. Ignored it. 2 weeks went by. He hit me up again talking something. You got the same number? Not even saying hi, J-Rob. Not even saying, hey, how you been? Not even saying nothing. Just saying, how you been? You got the same number? Like, this not even just it. Just straight to the point. Like, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, wow. And I was really into this nigga. Wow. Ignored it, right? So anyway, yeah, so I just found out that so I was talking to a friend, and I was talking to a friend because of the TikTok post that I saw. I was talking to a friend. I was like, yeah, like I saw this post, and I was like, yeah, so because the post made me go on the girl's page. I went on the wife's page, and I saw that like she scrubbed her whole page of him. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here, right? So then I went on. Listen, I'm being real. I go on pages. So I went on the wife's page, saw that she scrubbed her whole page of his pictures. Then I went on his page, well, I'm like, I see nothing of her. Then I was like, let me take it a step further. I went and saw if they was following each other. They don't follow each other no more. I'm like, wow, okay, whoa. So then I'm on the phone with my friend that knows, cause whatever. Relatable content. So I'm on the phone with my friend. Like, yeah, like I think they broke up because this post, like I'm talking about this TikTok post, and I'm like, yeah, I think they broke up because da 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 da. And she was like, oh yeah, they got a divorce. Yeah, they got a divorce. I'm like, what? They got a divorce? I'm like, they were only married for like 2 years. She was like, yeah, they got a divorce. I think he cheated on her. Like, she was like, I think he cheated on her. Da 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 da. So I'm like, wow. So like, I'm bringing this up once again because, like, it's just like I feel like it really set like. I'm always amazed at how like I always believe in karma. I believe in karma. Do you believe in karma?
Yeah.
But like I believe in karma, but when it actually is happening in real, like I'm actually witnessing karma, I'm always taken aback. I'm like, wow, look at that. like X, Y, Z. Like it's like, wow. He did this to me. They told me, Danielle, don't trip. He's a leech. Da 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 da. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, but I still feel like shit. Whatever. Move on to the next girl, and then boom, didn't last. And then back in my DMs, like ain't nothing, like nothing happened. I'm like, what? And I'm just like, wow. And it felt so powerful to leave him on scene because I know you saw that I seen the shit. Like it felt so powerful to leave him on scene, like because I've had situations where like I've taken an L. And like, this is maybe like the second or third time, like I'll say this is like maybe the second or third time I've actually like witnessed like pure karma in my face. Like there was a time before where I took an L at one point, and like the way things played out, like I won the war. Like I lost the battle. And then I won the war. Right. Like for this situation, I lost the battle, but I won the war.
Right.
I'm just always amazed at like, wow, look at that shit.
That's the name of this episode right there.
What?
I lost the battle, but I won the war.
Yeah, I'm just always amazed that when I see shit like, look at that. And like when I'm able to say like, that's what the fuck they get. Like that feels good. Like when you're able to say, that's what the fuck you get. That feels good, right? There's so much power in that.
There's some power in that.
But yeah, like that situation. It just made me really, and I'm 31 because that happened when in my late 20s. Like I would say this, J-Rob, like I closed out my 20s on a not even just that, but I closed out my 20s on like, okay, I'm not repeating these things no more.
Yeah, make some changes. Yeah.
Like I'm not repeating it. My 20s made me stronger mentally, J-Rob. I'm not like it made me so much stronger. Like in that situation right there with him. Because he's not the only guy that I had to experience that. I experienced that once before, like in my early 20s, like I said before. But like he really made me stick to my standards. Like I'm not compromising. And as women and even as men, like certain men, like just anybody. Like when you really like someone, or when you really want to like someone, and they don't meet your expectations, they don't meet your standards, you compromise your standards, and then a lot of times it doesn't work.
You don't feel right.
Do not compromise your standards. You have standards for a reason, and stick to it. Because it's nothing worse than giving a bum ass nigga a chance and he do you even dirtier. You gave a dirty ass nigga a chance, and he do you even dirtier than what he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what that was. It's like, wow, I really gave you that power to do me like that. But like I said, it felt great to leave him on scene. Because it's like, nigga, you are trifling. And you know, his mom told me, like, you know, like she said, like, you know, like, he's my son, you know, he did you a favor. And now I really feel like, wow, he did me a favor. Imagine if I was the one that married him, and imagine if I had my own place at the time that he could go move into, and he did me like that. Because I'm sure he put that girl through the mud. And there's no shade to that girl. I don't know her in real life. I don't know her. Like, I know that we have mutual people that we know, but I don't know her. And this is not to bash her, but it's like, that could have been me, or it could have been a worse situation. Like, he did me a favor. Imagine getting married to someone that you thought that you knew, and you have to no one wants to get married to get divorced. No one, especially a grown ass woman with kids, and you want to build your life, and you want to have your life. No, right. But yeah,
it happened.
Yes, relatable content.
All 2025.
And all 2025 and beyond. Okay.
I was about to say that. See, you learning.
What do you think? Like, do you think I'm like what do you think, J-Rob? Do you think I'm being petty? Like, do you think I'm being like, because I know J-Rob knows everything and everyone. So of course J-Rob knows who I'm talking about. I'm not saying any names, but J-Rob knows who I'm talking about. But what do you think? Like, do you think I'm being like, insensitive, or like, what do you think about me like talking about this to you? Like, what do you think about that? And like, what do you think about women? Like, what do you think about women in situations like this? Like, and what do you think about women that talk the way I'm talking about men? Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't feel the way.
Like, J-Rob is a great man, by the way. When I talk about niggas, like, J-Rob does not fit that bill. J-Rob is a good man. But like, how do you feel about that when you hear women talk about situations? How do you feel about it? Do you feel offended? Like, how do you feel?
Nope, I don't feel offended. None of that. I'll just be like, damn. I'll just be thinking like, damn, that happened. Then the fact that like the mother was talking to you like that was crazy. I'm like, damn, she letting you know, like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But nah, I don't feel no way. I don't feel offended or nothing like that. Yeah. I'm just glad you're good. And I saw the change from that time period to now. You
said what?
I seen the change from that time period to now.
And like changing what, like my confidence, or like my changing like me just like
accepting,
thinking,
like all of that. Yeah.
You saw when I was down in the dumps, huh? Damn.
Like, oh my God, how do I feel? Like you ain't even feel good about yourself. But now you do.
You remember that, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Damn.
For sure.
I could shed a tear right now.
Don't cry.
No, if I had, no, I don't have them. But if I had one, I would shed it. Yeah. Wow.
Get Lamont a Cray one.
How do you feel about situations where you may be in a position of like you have a certain, you have money and you have a certain thing going for yourself, and you may be attracted to someone that doesn't really have their shit put together? Like, how do you feel about that? Like how do you approach things like that? Like if you really like them, like, how would you approach that? Would you, if they didn't meet your standard, like, would you still go for them, or like, would it depend on like, what does that depend on for you?
They gotta like, if that happens, they have to like really change and make themselves better. They have to do that.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you would have to like how do you determine whether the energy is genuine, or like, would you still pursue? Like, what I'm saying is like, would you still pursue a woman that wasn't on the same level as you?
Yeah,
you would.
I would.
So what would determine whether you would still go for them?
Mainly like the personality, the attitude.
But a lot of times that's how they get you.
I know. Like how you just
the sob story. Oh, exactly. I was homeless. Oh, I was dealt a bad hand. Oh, I was this and that. Yeah.
That type of shit. Like, it's too much of that. I'd be like, nah, you gonna. I don't even.
Too much of that. Like too much of it, like a sob story.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah, like you gotta do something.
So you don't believe it, or like what is it?
Yeah, I stopped believing like after a while. Like if they keep like bringing it up, keep saying it, I'm like, all right, bro, like girl, you gonna have to do a change. You'll have to change or something. Cause
right.
You're not gonna bring my peace down out here.
Yeah, because I did feel like it was one point where like he would always call me, and he would always like, it would always be like a venting session, or like a complaining session, or something.
Negativity.
Yeah.
Bring your energy down.
Yeah, bringing me down. Like, damn, like I had a long day at work, and you called me because you mad about your rap career not being what it is that you wanted to be. Like, what the fuck?
That's the energy. Like, don't call me on some negative shit.
Right.
Like, you get like one time maybe, but like if it's repeatedly, I'm like, nah, bro. Like,
yeah,
you have to go somewhere.
I would love to like. I just feel like nowadays, like I would love to. I don't want to be with someone that is like a project for me. I don't want to be with a project, right. But like. I mean, I would love to be. I know everyone goes through shit, but it's like it just seems like people that are low vibrational, they're there because they put themselves there.
Exactly.
But I would love to not have to like. The way it sounds like, oh, I don't want to fuck with a nigga that don't got no money, because the way that sounds, it sounds like, damn, bitch, you're shallow. But no, it's like, I don't want to fuck with nobody that don't got no money or his own car or his own place to live, because why don't you have that at 30 years old? Why don't you have that? And like, why are you trying to get with me? This is not. I don't think this is genuine.
No, that's not genuine at all.
Anywho, so moving along to the Seen and Heard, the meat of the show, the topics. Seen it. I'm sorry. Yeah, Heard on the Curb. Yes, Heard on the Curb. Heard on the Curb is our hot topic segment, guys. Yes. Chatty Patties. Hey, Chatty Patties. I'm gonna have to start calling y'all Chatty so it can stick. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I stopped watching Love and Hip Hop. Shit, like. I think I was in college when I stopped watching. Wait, hold on, let me see. Oh, am I lying? I think I stopped watching Love and Hip Hop back in like 2017 or some shit like that. Damn. But I do still see clips, right? And so I have a gist of things or whatever, right? But I stopped watching it because I'm like, and it was just too. I know it's reality TV, but it's not, and like. It's just bad acting on an unscripted scripted show. It's bad acting, you know. Right. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. Anywho. But there's this clip going around with involving Yandy and Mendecees. You know, Yandy and Mendecees, they are OGs of the franchise. I believe Yandy was a part of Love and Hip Hop when it first came out with Jim Jones, when Jim Jones was like the main focal point. Yeah. So anyway, it's a clip going around where I guess like so Yandy's sitting with Jessica White. She's a model. She's also in Love and Hip Hop. And Jessica's in tears because she's accusing Mendecees of sliding into her niece's DMs. So she brings it to Yandy, like she's like, Yandy, like, Mendecees slid in my niece's DMs, blah 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 blah, right? So in this scene, basically, I was gonna play it for y'all, but I don't know if I want to play it for you. It's just whatever. But anyway, basically in this scene, Yandy's telling her, oh no, that wasn't Mendecees DMing her, that was me. I was the one DMing her. Like basically saying like, oh no, like these girls, like they like to trip up my relationship. They like to tell him and say this and that. No, I have control. Like, no, we're a happy couple. Like, we're happy. I'm in his DMs. I have access to his DMs. I know everything that's going on because I have access to his DMs, and it was me DMing her. I was doing, like, she basically trying to say like, oh, she was baiting someone to DM her husband, or I don't know, she wanted to see, I don't know what she wanted to see. I don't know, because you're DMing as your husband. I don't know, but like I don't know what she wanted to see or what she was trying to. It was so confusing to me. I'm like, so were you trying to catch the girl flirting with your husband, or were you trying to catch and see how far that you can see if the girl is thirsty or not? Like, what are you doing? Like, because at the end of the day, you're DMing as your husband on your husband's page. Like, these girls have no allegiance to you, so why would you think that a girl will be loyal to you? Like, even though like being a homewrecker is not okay, and like, talking to someone's husband is not okay, but like they still have no allegiance to you. So what are you doing? How is this a gotcha moment for you? Like, what is this for you? What is this? What are you? I was so confused. Because I guess Mendecees has a history of cheating or whatever. I guess, I don't know. I think all these niggas cheat, like, whatever, right? And so I guess there was a time where people would come to her and telling her, oh, I saw Mendecees doing this with this girl. Oh, he was talking to this girl. Like, they would come to her, and like in her eyes, they would try to like break up her happy home or break up her relationship or whatever. So she would see it as that. But I believe there was some truth to it though. But like, when women want to stay with someone, they're going to stay with them, and they're going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at you. They're going to make it about you. And I feel like she was in this scene like yelling, like, for y'all I was DMing her. Y'all want to break up my relationship? No, we're good. We got it. I'm the one DMing. I'm in his DMs. I have his account. Like the fact that you even have to be on your husband's account like that is wild to me. Like, why do you have to do that? Like, I don't want to, but it's just like, it's like you're trying, it's like you're gaslighting yourself almost. Right. Like, why am I in this? I don't like what. But it's like that. It's like a weird. Like, I just feel like I don't want to ever have a love like that. Like, and I'm almost like, it's almost like she knows her husband cheats, right? And I guess this is a way of her coping, I guess, or something. I don't know. But I will say this, at least they're turning it into a business. At least she's making money off of it. At least you have a storyline on this fake show. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, we make fun of Rashida and Rashida and Kurt Frost or whatever. We make fun of, because, you know, they're married, but he had a whole baby on her with another woman, and like the girl is on the show now with them, like on Love Hip Hop with them. So they have a whole storyline going on. But it's like, we all laugh at Rashida or whatever about how she's still with this man that cheated on her, cheats on her, had a whole baby on her, everything. But, like, I mean, she's still employed at the end of the day. Like, I guess, you know, it is what it. I guess, you know, because marriage is a business, and then on top of their marriage being a business, they're on a show. So it's like it's a business on a business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know what? Y'all are wives, and you know what? You know who your husband is. At least you're making money from it. But I don't want to ever have to have my man's account. Like, I don't want to ever have to, like, I'm not even, like, even when I would have boyfriends or whatever, like, you know, I don't want to have to check your phone. Like, I don't want to, like, if I want to go through your phone, I'll go through your phone, whether you, like, if I could just sneak and do it, whatever, you would never know. But I don't want that, though. I don't want to have your password. I don't want you to have to, like, cut off your Instagram or deactivate your account because you're too tempted to. No, I want you to be able to walk through life, and yeah, you see that she's cute or whatever, but I want you to be able to have self-control. I don't want you to have to delete Instagram for me, right? Because, like, that's not like, you still, like, there's no security in that, in my opinion. But Yandy looked crazy in that clip, y'all. It's like, what? Like, okay,
that's crazy.
Because Jessica. She's coming to her saying, like, yeah, like, because this is my niece, and, you know, he's talking to my niece, and I want to bring it to you because I'm your friend. And, like, she's in tears telling Yandy, and Yandy's like, oh, wipe your tears. Oh, no, I know. I was DMing her. It was me. I was DMing her. No, it wasn't Mendecees. I was on his phone. I was DMing her. See, look, I was DMing her. Yeah. And then she even called Mendecees over, like, was like, yeah, like, girl, it was me. Like, see, like, he don't even know about it. See, he don't know about it. Look. I'm like, what the fuck is, okay, what, huh? I was so confused. Like, what was the point here? It was crazy. But anywho, yeah, I don't ever want to love like that. I don't want that. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'll find another way to make money on a TV show. Whatever. Anywho, so next, Khloe Kardashian. I haven't watched the new seasons of the Kardashians yet on Hulu. I usually watch their show because I like the way everything looks. I like everything looks pretty, like the outfits, the hair, everything looks nice. Sometimes I just watch because I feel like certain things are just mindless, and sometimes, like, you know, we work hard lives, and sometimes I do want to sit in front of a TV and just not have to think. I want to just look at pretty people all day. So, like, you know, whatever. But there's a clip going around of Khloe. She is talking to, I believe, Malika, and she's discussing that, you know, her daughter True thinks that her and Tristan Thompson are married. So I'm going to play the clip right now.
It's just probably better for her. It's not like she would really understand, and it's okay.
Thinks me and Tristan are married.
It's just probably better for her. It's not like she would really understand, and it's okay.
It is the right thing to do, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Get married, have kids. That's what I want to teach her.
True thinks that me and Tristan are married. The only thing that bothers me about that would be, I don't want True going through life thinking this is what a marriage is. That, oh, you're married to someone and they don't live with you and you never have to kiss them, or you don't sleep in the same bed together. Like, I would love my kids to see me have a husband one day, and I would love them to see, like, love and affection and romance. Like, I do want them to have that.
Thinks me and Tristan are married.
It's just probably better for her. It's not like she would really.
So, did you hear it?
I heard a little bit of it. And
so basically, she was talking to her friend, saying that her young daughter thinks that her and Tristan Thompson are married, and she, like, basically lets her think that, even though they're not together, they don't even live together. But, you know, she lets her think that because she wants that picture perfect ideal for her daughter. But my whole thing is this. You weren't married when none of your children. She has 2 kids. She wasn't one of the kids that she had it via surrogate with Tristan. Like, she didn't have the baby through intercourse. Right. She had the baby through surrogate with Tristan. So it's like they're not even together. They're not even together at all. Mm-hmm. But she had both her kids out of wedlock, and she knew that, I mean, but she had her kids by choice, both of them by choice. So my whole thing is this, right? I know that she wants to, like, you know, have the picture perfect life or whatever, and she wants to give that, she wants her daughter to strive for that, but she didn't go about it that way by choice. Like, she just didn't go back. Like, I feel like, I don't know, like, you know, everyone's human, but I think that, you know, the Kardashians, they're on another level when it comes to this, like any other celebrity. Like, I feel like if she wanted to have a husband, she could get a husband, if that makes sense. Maybe it wouldn't be a husband that she wants, or someone that she attracts, because she attracts people like Tristan and Lamar Odom and things like that, right. Like those kind of men. But like, if she wanted to have a husband, she could have a husband. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she probably won't have the husband that she wants, or the man that she you know, I'm sure she would love for Tristan to be someone that she could marry, but that's not the case. But she still had his kids by choice. When, and the second one wasn't even, like, they weren't even completely together. She had a surrogate with Tristan. Like, they weren't even together, and he was already the father of her first child. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, my whole thing is this, like, I just feel like, I think that she should be more realistic with her daughter. I think that, like, you know, the picture perfect 2-parent home isn't always a reality. It's sometimes it's not a reality at all for most cases. But I feel like she should be more honest with her daughter. No pun intended. Her daughter True, she should be more honest with True, because like that's not, because at some point she's going to grow up and see that that's not true. Why are you lying to her right now? Like, I feel like you should like spend energy like discussing, like, hey, you know, we're not together right now, but you know, we love each other very much, we love you, like something like that. Because it's like, I feel like you're wasting everyone's time by lying to your daughter like this. Like, yeah, of course, everyone wants their daughter to marry a good man and have a good family and have a nice life, but that's not always the case. But also, you're a Kardashian, your kids are going to have a nice life regardless of them being married or not. Like, I just feel like that was weird to me, because like, you had those kids by choice. It wasn't like a thing where like, oh, you're a single mom because you slipped up, or you're a single mom struggling and you decided to get, no, you had these kids by choice. You wanted these black kids. You had these black kids by choice, and the second one was definitely by choice. You spent money on the second. It's like, I don't even understand. I feel like she should spend more time like being more honest with True, right. Like, you know, like True. Yeah, like it's just like, I don't get that. And it's like huh? You got too much money to be thinking like this. I'm like, girl, you got too much money to be thinking this small. Like, no, teach your child that she don't need no man, because you clearly don't need a man. You don't need a man. I mean, you want one. I'm sure you want one. I'm sure you want Tristan, but like, that's not gonna happen. That's not your reality, sis. Like, that was weird to me. What do you think? I was like, you dead ass had these kids by choice, and you were not married. You were barely with Tristan.
Yeah, just be honest with the kids, man.
That was weird to me. I was just like, why can't you just be honest with your daughter and just like discuss with her the reality of things? And it's okay to not be married. It's okay.
It's okay.
Why are you lying to her like this? Lie to her about Santa Claus or something. Don't lie to her about her daddy. You know what I mean? Anywho, next. Okay. So there's this hairstylist from Maryland, actually. From Maryland. She's a young girl. I believe she's 18. And her name, this isn't her first time going viral, by the way. Let me just check and see her name real quick. Her name is Jayla Amora. She is a DC, Maryland hairstylist. She went viral one time a few years ago, or a couple years ago, for it was on camera that she fought a client. She fought a client, like a hair client, because they were trying to run off on her. They weren't trying to pay her after they did her hair. Right. And so I guess I can't exactly remember what happened, but I guess the client tried to fight her, or tried to threaten her, or fight or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, I'm with it. Like, what's up? You want to fight? I'll fight you all day, bitch. Like, you don't give me my fucking money, bitch." Like, she fought the girl because the girl was trying to run off on her shit, and was trying to I feel like she was validated in how that happened. They both were adults or whatever, right? But she's 18. The first fight happened before she was 18. She's a young girl. She's a young business owner. She's gorgeous. I think that she has a hustle. I love her hustle. She has her own shop. Well, she has her own suite and everything. She has her own business. She has her own place to live. She has her own everything. I love that for her. So she recently went viral again because she got into a physical altercation with another client for failure of payment. Again, Jayla Amora is 18 years old. She was seen dragging a 15-year-old client by the hood and like dragging her, saying like, this was after the girl, there was a situation where they weren't paying her. So I guess the little girl, the 15-year-old girl, but they're both little girls to me. One's 18, one's 15. They're both little girls to me because I'm 31 years old. But I guess she did the little girl's hair. Well, sorry, she did the girl's hair, and it was time to pay. And the girl was having an issue with having someone pay for her. I guess at one point she tried to get the brother to cash app Jayla. It didn't work. I guess he sent it to the wrong. It was something with, I don't know, wrong cash apps, wrong Apple Pays, whatever. So there was an issue with that. So she was done with her hair and she was getting ready to do her other client. Her other client came in, and while she's prepping for her other client, she's talking to the girl like, like, has somebody seen, like, what's going on with the money? Like, has somebody seen the money? So the girl, the 15-year-old, is like trying to, like, I guess text her dad, text her family members to send the money, and they're not sending the money. They're saying that, I sent it to this. I guess she sent it to the wrong cash app, and then she's like, that's not my cash app. Like, my cash app's on the website. Like, why are you sending it to the wrong cash app? Whatever. Oh, can you have somebody? I'm trying to get somebody else to send it. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Right. Having an issue with that. So at one point, the 15-year-old girl like leaves out the room and tries to go up the steps to leave out, right? So she catches her like trying to leave. She feels like she's trying to leave because she's walking out and going up the steps. She's like, the going up the stairs, that's the only way to exit. You're going up the steps because you want to leave. You're not doing anything else but leaving if you go up these stairs. Right. So she caught the girl going up the steps trying to run off. She grabs the girl, drags her down the stairs, and so we see on camera that she drags her down the stairs and drags her around into the other room, saying like, "Stop playing with me. Have somebody send me my money." Whatever. So I saw the TikTok of her explaining this. So at one point she's like, you know what? She's like, F it, like F the money, whatever. I'm gonna just go and cut your hair out, like, cause I guess she did like an install and did like a little, like she did her hair. So I'm about to cut the tracks out. I'm about to just cut it, like, you know how you go to the nail salon and you can't pay the nail lady, so she like, fuck this shit. She just clips your nails. Right. She's already losing money by having, but she's not gonna let you leave out the shop with her work. Mm-hmm. So she's like, F it. I'm gonna just cut the tracks out. Has somebody, whatever. I'm gonna have to just cut your tracks out, right? But anyway, so that whole thing transpired. I think she ended up cutting the girl's tracks out, and the girl left. But I guess it was caught on camera. It went viral, and then the girl's parents got involved. So now, the hairstylist has officially been charged with assault, and like now there's discrepancies where now the parents are saying she had the wrong cash app up. We cash app, he had the wrong cash app up, and like she's like, no, my cash app's on my website. I didn't have my money. Like no one sent me my money. Like period. I did the work. No one sent me my money. And I guess at one point she said that she ended up, because I guess you have to put a card on file to book or whatever. So she said she was like, F it, I'm about to just charge the card, right? So she charged the card just to see, I guess, if it will go through or whatever. Then she said that she refunded the money because I don't need the money anymore because like I cut your hair out, whatever, right? So then she refunded it. So it was like a whole big thing with that, like, so there are bits and pieces there where they're trying to like sue her and whatever, right? Here's the thing, poor girl. I hate that, and I hate that. Like, I'll say this though, I hate how she has to deal with things like this. She has to deal with being on guard and not having people pay her money or whatever, and especially when you're in a business where like you provide a service and then the money's required after the fact. It's like you have to have a trust there. You have to have the trust that I'm providing you the service and that you pay me my money back. You pay me my money that I get, that I earned from you. Right. I just think that like this is unfortunate, and I feel like as a business owner you have to be careful on how you react to things because people will sue you. Especially that girl she's technically, both of y'all are teenagers in my eyes, but the girl you're technically an adult because you're 18, and the girl is still a child because she's 15. Right. But y'all only 3 years apart. Y'all were in high school at the same time. You know what I'm saying? My only advice is like just learn from this. If you see that the person is not going to pay you, I wouldn't get up. Yeah, you need your money, but just think about the long run of it. I would just, take it as a loss, ban them from booking from you again, and keep it pushing. Maybe change your policy. Maybe require. Yeah, you probably require a small deposit to book, but maybe you have to require a partial payment of the full service, half or something, because you can't keep going through this shit. This is the second time you had to put the pause on somebody for not paying you.
Right.
What do you think? I mean, you're a business owner, J-Rob. What do you think?
Yep, definitely. Have your deposits, have all of that shit straightened out first before she do anything. At least have a deposit. At least
no deposit. I'm thinking a lot of hairstylists they require like a $20 deposit. That's nothing.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Like she got like however much, if it was the full service.
I believe the service was like $150.
Yeah, just do like half of that.
Yeah, half of it.
Yeah, like
so it wouldn't be a complete loss.
Yeah, I'm sure they can pay $75. Like the fuck, like to get their hair done like that.
I feel like $150. You gotta pay $150 is reasonable.
Or just pay the whole goddamn $150.
Yeah,
or just make them pay the whole $50.
Yeah,
$150.
But sometimes people aren't comfortable with paying for a service before they get it too.
Right,
so I do think requiring like a half is reasonable, and then also like making sure that your portfolio is up to par too.
Yeah,
like this is what you get with my service. So pay half or no half, no service.
That's a fact. At least half.
Because I was watching her TikTok, the hairstylist, she was basically saying like, this is my. She was just over it. She was like, this is my. She's like, I'm tired of this. Like, this is probably going to be my last year doing hair, and I'm just going to try to become a content creator or something. Because but I hate that because she has to sit here and dim down her talent. She can't she can't comfortably make a livelihood from her talent. She has to pivot because people don't respect her business, and I hate that. Yeah, I hate that. I do hate that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like this, a lot of shit like that.
But I don't like how people are saying like, oh, she was a little girl, you assaulted a little child. They're both kids. Both of them are kids. One is 18, one is 15. They both have teen on their age. Right. So I don't like people saying like, oh, she's a child. The girl was a child. Like they're both children to me. Like that's it. Anywho, so I believe the Oscars just passed, and I guess so there's the Oscars, then like I guess Vanity Fair has like their own like pre-party, after party, red carpet situations, and those are always my favorite. I always love the Vanity Fair after party red carpet moments. Those are always fun for me. People always show out, but Megan Thee Stallion was interviewed on the red carpet. So it seems like, things are changing, and, content creators, streamers, they're really big, they're really popular or whatever. So, a lot of these award shows nowadays, like the Grammys, the Oscars, MTV, the VMAs, they're having influencers be the red carpet interviewers, and some of them don't really have interviewing journalism skills or whatever, but they just have the name. So there was an instance even with the Grammys where I guess an influencer, like a little influencer girl, they were interviewing Babyface, and they didn't really know who Babyface was, but then as soon as is it Sabrina Carpenter or Chappella, whoever it was that walked past Babyface, they ignored Babyface. Babyface was in the middle of talking. They saw freaking Sabrina Carpenter or Chappella, whatever her name is, Chappelle something, and they're like, "Oh my God, Chappelle! Oh my God, Babyface is right here in their face." They have Babyface standing in their face, and they see Chappelle walk across. Oh my God, Chappelle! Oh my God, I'm sorry, Mr. Face. Hey, like completely, and Babyface was like, go ahead, just go ahead, do your thing. But it's like, this is Babyface, like. Babyface, half of the Grammy Awards that were ever won, I'm sure he wrote the songs. You know what I'm saying? Like
responsible for Daniel.
Babyface wrote so a lot of girls could run. Okay, period. But it's just things like that. Like you don't have like true journalists and true interviewers on these carpets like that no more, because you're more concerned with the viral moments and the name, right? So for this instance, I don't even know who the young ladies were. Just like two like little white influencer girls. They were talking to Megan Thee Stallion, and they kind of ate those girls up because they feel like one of the girls were giving off microaggressions towards Megan Thee Stallion. I'm gonna play the clip real quick, but I will say this though. I love how, us as a community, us as an internet community, we're calling out microaggressions and we're calling out these, and I love how we're catching on to things. I love that. So I love that. I love that part of it. But anywho, I'm gonna play a little clip of it so you can hear what went down. Oops.
Women everywhere. What do you do when you're not feeling confident?
I start my day with you. Only you.
Oh my god! Wait, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry.
No,
We're
no,
live.
No,
This is a live stream.
No, I know. No, your music has literally
Changed
made
your
me
life.
when I want to fight someone. I
Are you
listen to your
legit
music.
tearing up?
No, I'm tearing
You
up.
want to throw that fighting shit out the window and you want to get cute and be a bad bitch.
When people are talking shit, I go turn on Megan
Body, yada,
Stallion.
yada. I look beautiful.
Yada, yada,
I look
yada.
so great.
Wait, no, you look so good. But I know, because I watched your documentary, you've been through so many dark things.
Yeah.
How do you get yourself up and inspire people?
I've never seen her this passionate.
I just look in the mirror and I'll be like, damn, you that girl.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you are that girl. So go outside and act like you that girl.
No, we love
And
being
then that's how I
outside and
tackle my
acting like
day.
that.
I'm crying. Meg would be the one that made me cry.
I'll take my pictures.
True, don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry.
Do you cry a lot?
I do cry. I'm a crier.
I love that. What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh.
I don't cry about much. When I cry,
You have so much.
So of course they know Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is a big deal. She's a big deal for generation. But I love how Megan Thee Stallion was catching on to the aggressions, the microaggressions. She was like, fight. No, it makes me want to go outside and be a baddie. Body yada yada yada. Like she was like rejecting the aggressive stereotypes that were given off or whatever. But everyone called out the girl and called out the fact that where are the real interviewers at nowadays? Like what's going on? And you could tell that like. I feel like with the girl, you could tell that yes, she knows Megan Thee Stallion because she's Megan Thee Stallion, she's popular, but I feel like she's not a true Megan fan. She's not a true hip hop fan. She just likes the name Megan Thee Stallion. She just knows, Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my god, I love you. Oh my god, I love you. Like you're like this black girl that raps. I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like what? And if you know Megan Thee Stallion, you know that she's like, I don't like fighting. I'm like, my hair is done and my nails are pretty. I don't like fighting. No. But of course, Megan Thee Stallion has like, she has aggressive delivery in her songs. Yes. But like the message, like her full on message is not about fighting for real. I mean, yeah, she talks about slapping a hoe and pushing the bitch wig back or whatever. But like, it's just, she's talking shit, but it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's about being a baddie. But anywho, they ate the girl up and this is what the girl said. In response, her name is Hannah Berner. So she says, interviewing Megan Thee Stallion was a dream of mine. I love her music and it's my go-to whenever I need to boost my confidence before a show. She didn't say that. She said that she wanted to insert when she wanted to fight somebody. She didn't say that at first. But anyway, I love her music and is my go-to whenever I would need to boost my confidence before a show. Looking back at the interview, I wish I used any other word except fight to describe how her songs impact me. It was a careless choice of words, and though there was no ill intent, I recognize and acknowledge that what I said has a deeper meaning, and I am so sorry to Megan. I appreciate everyone who brought this to my attention. Who is Hannah Berner real quick? I don't even know who that woman is. Let me see. Let's look her up. Let me see. Is she a interviewer? Watch my Netflix stand-up special we write at. Oh, so she's a comedian. No, is she a comedian? Freezing your. I guess she's a comedian or something. So she has a podcast. So you should have some conversations. You're a stand-up comedian and you have a podcast, girl. Why don't you have better conversational skills then? I'm talking about some damn fighting fuck. But I love how she got called out. I love how she got called out, and I love how she had. I love her apology. Her apology. I do love her apology. It was accountable. No one's perfect though. Like I feel like I don't think have I ever said anything dumb to somebody when I interviewed them, J. Rob? Anything that sticks out in your mind?
I don't remember.
I don't think so either. I don't know, but I'm sure like everyone's perfect. I mean, I'm sure like if you talk for a living, you're going to say something that's going to piss somebody off.
Crazy, right?
But yeah, I love how she got called out. I love how she was accountable for it. I love that. But yes, like please hire, I would love to be a red carpet correspondent one day. I'll say that. So if anyone ever sees this, I would love to be on someone's red carpet interviewing because I would never say that to Megan Thee Stallion. If that was me interviewing Megan Thee Stallion, I would have said, "Oh my gosh, I see that you have your own tequila now. Like, like how's that going? Like, something like that. Like I would know about who I'm talking to. But with me, if Megan Thee Stallion was in front of my face, the conversation would be more natural. If you catch my drift, it would be more natural. You know what I mean? But anywho, so lastly, just real quick, we don't even have to. Oh, you know what? I have an opinion about something before I get to my last one. We're almost done here, but before I get to my last topic, I have an opinion about something, and I almost didn't say anything because I'm so over. It was just such a tired. Let me see something. So Sherri Shepherd was on her show the other day, and she also discussed Megan Thee Stallion's Vanity Fair red carpet look, because her dress, she had like an olive green dress that had feathers, that had like, I guess, peacock feathers coming out of it, and both of her boobs were exposed, and she only had nipple covers over her boobs, right? Cool, right? Great look. I loved it. Whatever. She's grown, right? And she's a rapper. You know, whatever. It's edgy. It's risque. Whatever, right? So Sherri was on her show, discussing Megan Thee Stallion's outfit and discussing other people's outfits, that have been revealing in the most recent red carpet. So I'm going to play a little bit of the clip, and we're going to discuss real quick.
So this was fully, you could see everything. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack. You could see everything. Megan Thee Stallion wore a dark green gown with only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts. And so this is where I have to put my Auntie Sherri wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have. Ladies, this is not it. And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. All of you. And like, you're gonna have these young girls, these young ladies emulating you. And you remember when your grandmother would tell you, let them use their imaginations. Be a little mysterious. But when they look at these girls, they don't have any secrets. Nobody gets to use imagination or their mind. And I want to say, Megan Thee Stallion, I love you. I do. But I'm so upset because God gave you a legitimate gift. You are amazing with your lyrical rhymes and how smart you are. And I know people, a lot of these celebrities, they say they don't want to be a role model. But here's the thing. It comes with the territory, being a role model. You can't escape it. Because, Megan, when you said you graduated from college, do you know how many young girls you inspired to go to school also? You didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that, but they were watching you. And I know people say, well, Lil' Kim did it. But I remember when I saw it, I was like, why is she doing that? Like, she doesn't have to do that because she's so talented. And I know Megan as an artist, you get a little raunchy. I done heard WAP and Body Yaddy Yaddy. But I also say, and I listen to those songs too, but I also say, to whom much is given, much is required. And if you say, well, how do I know that these young girls are looking up to you? Because they look up to me too. And I get more girls coming up to me, young girls saying, Miss Sherri, I want to be a talk show host. Okay,
so I cut it off. You get the gist of it. So here's the thing, right? A couple things. So she said, right, that she acknowledged that she's calling her a role model, and she's acknowledging that, like, when she's acknowledging that, why would you look at someone as a role model in general anyway? And then she's also saying, like, she's saying that she wants Megan to present herself in a certain way, but then she's also acknowledging that that she has raunchy lyrics. She does. So it's like she's saying like, oh, I listen to Megan Thee Stallion. I listen to it too. Like, I know she says raunchy thing. I know WAP and this and that. I mean, I listen to it too, but you're still a role model, and you're still it comes with the territory. Da 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 da. I don't like. I just feel like this is such a tired discourse to me. Like, 1 minute you're saying that you like her music, you indulge in her raunchy music, then the next minute you're upset because she's looking raunchy on the red carpet. I don't understand. And it's like 1 minute you're saying, oh, you went to school, and people want to go to school because you went to school. So you should go to school because you should go to school because it's the best for you. That's it. Like it's like 1 minute you're saying she's a rapper, she's a vulgar rapper. Next minute you're saying yeah, but don't you rap vulgar, but like don't look vulgar, huh? I don't understand. Like it's like I don't understand that. I don't get it. But I just think it's a tired discourse. Like, and I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna give the tired response. Stop looking for outside role model. Like, why are you trying to police a grown woman and a grown woman's choice? Megan is living her own life. Sherri Shepherd, you're living your own life. Like, we all are living our own adult lives. Like, these kids need to have parents, and these kids' parents need to do their jobs. Period. Like, no one has this conversation. No one has this kind of discourse for like violent movies or crime movies or movies where they're shooting people dead and drug dealer movies and drug dealer shows and all these violent stuff. Like, no one says, oh my gosh, Marvel or what's the Transformers? What's that under? Michael Bay. Why do you keep having these movies where people are getting killed and they're blowing up buildings and stuff? Oh my gosh, like, you don't want kids to go to school and shoot people, even though they're doing it. But like, you don't want, oh my gosh, you're blowing up buildings. This is bad for imagination. This is so violent. Oh my gosh, fucking Vin Diesel. Why are you always driving cars so fast? You're speeding. That's too. No one huh? But when it comes to women and she's saying things like, oh, like, where's the mystery? Where's this and that? Like, you haven't seen titties before? Titties are titties. Coochies are coochies. Like, asses are asses. Like, you want to mistake? Like, what? Like, huh? What? J-Rob, have you ever seen titties before?
Every day.
Okay. So do you like? I don't understand, like, what mysterious, like. So are you surprised when like women drop their drawers? Like, oh my god, I've never seen the vagina before. Like, are you like surprised at that? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I feel like it's just a tired discourse. I gave a tired response, and I'm just gonna have to. That's whatever. That's what I wanted to say. Because I'm like, but I'm like, Sherri Shepherd, why are you doing this, sis? Like, come on, girl. Anywho, that's what I want to say with that one. Anyway, my last topic, real quick. This is super quick, super duper quick. Did you see? Have you been seeing the Bad Baby and Alabama Barker rap beef back and forth and shit?
No, I seen one thing about
I've been glancing. I haven't indulged fully, but I'll say this though, because I had a few thoughts, but then I thought, so my initial thoughts were like, damn, like they fighting over a nigga. My whole thing, like this, I'm like, these two white girls are fighting over this black man who don't give a fuck about one of them, and is leeching off of one of them, and then on top of that, they're both beefing, and he was seen with another bitch like the other day. I'm like, what? This is like, girl, like, what? You're supposed to, like, you're not. I'm like, these girls are not living in their privilege. Why do y'all have our problems? Like, what in the world? Like, y'all are not living in your privilege. Why are y'all in these situations?
Oh man,
why are y'all in these? Like, I'm just like, what? But you know, I always liked. I remember saying on the show that I always liked Alabama Bark. Like, they rap and stuff. I don't know, and I don't care who writes it. Like I said, if you've been watching the show, you know I don't care who writes the raps or not. I care about if it sounds good or not. And I'm not gonna lie, I've heard snippets on both ends, and they're pretty. They sound good. You know, I always liked Alabama Barker's rapping. Like, she can catch a flow. Like, I like her little rapping and stuff. Bad Baby, she sounds good too. I'm not gonna lie. And she told Alabama to give Lotto her flow back though. That was funny. But I'm like, these girls are not living in their, and they're both rich, like really rich. So they have even like it's outside of the standard white privilege they have. They have like privilege and like this more privileges. Like, they're privileged. But I will say this though. I love how, because that was my first initial thought, but then I thought about it, like, you know what? No, you know, they're making money from this. It's a silly rap beef. This is silly ghetto mess, but they're making money out of it, and you know, they're getting the right exposure, and you know, people seem to be enjoying it. I just thought it was funny, like, wow, they are not. This does not match up with their. This does not match up here. That doesn't match up here. You are not living in your privilege, young women, young ladies. Okay, and I would say do better, but you know what? You're doing just fine, regardless. Anywho, that's it for my Hurt on the Curb. Do you have anything else you want to discuss real quick before we get into the shows? And I'm almost done. I'm almost out of here. So anywho, Huh?
I have no heard on the curb.
Okay. For Seen and Heard, I am still in the middle of listening to Drake's. I'm still in the middle of listening to Drake and Party Next Door's album. I do love the Nokia song because I heard my name in it. Did you hear my name in it?
I didn't hear it. So I didn't listen to the song yet.
You
listen to the whole album yet.
Me neither. I didn't, but I heard the Nokia song. My name is mentioned.
Daniel.
Yeah, so that was cute. But I'm listening to it. Whatever. I do enjoy Drake's music or whatever. So there's that. And also, real quick, I didn't mention this in the Her on the Curb, but so did you see that Kim Kardashian? She made a post with Tory Lanez's one of Tory Lanez's new songs on it, right? So people were thought that was kind of funny. Like, why are you supporting that? Like, are you in support of Tory Lanez about Kim Kardashian? And like, they were bringing up like a past situations where like, Kylie posted her foot one day, and Kylie made a post a couple years ago with Tory's song on her thing too. Like, are they like subtly saying that they're Team Tory? Blah blah blah. And I'll say this, the Kardashians, they're very calculated.
For sure.
They're very calculated. And I know that Tory Lanez just dropped a project. I haven't heard it yet. I think I will listen to it. Listen to it like it's music. He dropped a project recently, and all of this happened around that. Like Kim posted that reel with his song on it, and then while he's back in the press, dropping his project, and then talking about who still supports him, and talking about how Chris Brown paid my fees and this and that for me, and da 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 da, and like you see Kim Kardashian just like posting it, posting his song on her thing. And she works in law as well sometimes too. So it's like, I don't know. And then also like during the election, the Kardashians were very quiet. And then but they were very quiet. But then you look up and you see Kim Kardashian with like Tesla. What's the Tesla?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, but like what's it? The Tesla trucks.
Tesla Cybertruck.
Yeah, the Tesla Cybertruck. You see her giving out Tesla Cybertrucks, and you see Khloe has a podcast deal with X, and they were quiet during the election. Then after during the inauguration, she posted Melania Trump's outfit on her story, just like little subtle things. So like it's just like little things like that. Like it's just like okay, and we all know how Kris Jenner does. Like we all know like it's just I see it and I'm like okay. Like I don't even like react to certain things anymore because like there's some shit going on. Like I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Tory Lanez appeared on the show one day or something. I don't know I don't know, but it's very calculated, and I just noticed that, and that's just, I mean, hey, I'm noticing it, and that's just what that is, right? Anyway, moving along. So I haven't heard Tory Lanez's project yet. I'm still listening to Drake's new project with Party Next Door. That's all my music. Did you have any music that you want to discuss real quick before I move on to the shows? No? Okay, cool. So on to the shows, right? I am on episode 3 of Paradise on Hulu, starring Sterling Brown. I like it so far. I'm just started the 3rd episode. I like it so far. It's good. I like it. I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. Because I'm only on episode 3, and the first couple episodes they're giving everyone's backstory. Sterling K. Brown, he is like head of security for the president. So there's that, and so they're unraveling everything with that. So I guess next episode I'll probably have ended the season, and I can talk to you guys about it more. But I love the show. I'm on episode 3, and I already love the show. I love how it's shot. I love the psychological suspenseful thriller of it or whatever. And I try to make it a point to I love reality TV, I love whatever, but it's also good to watch good stories on TV, good stories, I call it stories, like an old auntie, but good stories, good psychological thrillers, good shows that make you think, good shows that make you pay attention, so I love that. So yes, I'm watching Paradise and I enjoy it already. So I'm going to talk about it some more in the future. J-Rob, you should watch Paradise.
On Hulu, right?
Yes. It's good.
Let me put it in my thing.
Anywho, lastly, I I have a guilty pleasure show. I've been watching Coulda Been Love by Druski, and I like it. It's and you know what? It's basically Flavor of Love 2025. Yeah, it's basically that. It's basically all those things. But I love how he brought that back. I love how he used that same formula. He's using the same. It's the same formula. The giving the girls the nicknames, giving this, and it's the same thing.
It just works.
But I will say this though, right? Druski's smart, and he's smart. I love what he's smart. Druski's smart. You know why he's smart? And I don't know if this is what he meant to do, but if he did, he's smart. So remember when he had that little PR thing with Ruby Rose, and like she basically was like, it's PR or whatever, and he they still ask him about that, and he acts like it wasn't PR, but it's like that's the whole thing about it, like whatever. Ooh, is it PR? Is it not PR? Whatever. It was PR, right? But I love how he did that because it put him into another realm. Because I don't think that before, I don't know, because he probably had girlfriends before or whatever, but mainstream wise, I don't think he was looked at as like a sex symbol. He was looked at as like the big funny guy or whatever, right? The big funny guy that happened to know Jack Harlow, the big funny guy that does skits or whatever, right? So that Ruby Rose thing, it gave him that lore. The what?
Put him out there.
Yeah, put him out there, but it gave him a desirable look, if that makes sense. It helped him. It knocked him into the category of, like Ruby Rose wants him, so maybe I want him then. Like she's a baddie, maybe I want. Like it gave, so him doing that was smart because he did that, and then now he has a show about finding love. So like that's smart. I see what you're doing. And that's smart. I love that. And I love how he loves studs and he involves studs and he had Young and May on the show. He had Dr. Umar on this last episode. He had Bhabie Althoff on there. Like it's like he has all these people come on as guest spots. It's hilarious. It's classic Favor of Love. I Love New York formula to it. And he has Meatball on there. And so I will say this: Meatball and Bambi, those two, they're stars. Like they're hilarious. Because Meatball was on Baddies on Zeus at one point too. So they know they see Meatball. Meatball, she has her thing about her or whatever, whatever. But like she's some. I think she's special. I think Meatball's special. I do. I will say that. And I think that like some of my favorite moments on the show involve Meatball and Bambi. They're funny. And I think that like, if he's even smarter, I think that the same way that Flavor of Love had the I Love New York branch off, and I Love New York had the Chance of Love branch off. You better keep Meatball and do something with her. I have an idea of who's going to win the show, but keep Meatball. Like keep her by your side. Have a spinoff where Meatball finds love or something. I don't know, but like that's good. That duo right there, I like that. I like how Meatball's on the show. So he has some people on there that make the show for me as well. But yeah, I saw that Ruby Rose link up, and now you got a love show because he has you find him desire, or you see the desirable, or you can kind of see it like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a baddie like Ruby Rose, like let me come on this show. So I like that. And also, there was a girl on there that on Dr. Umar's episode, of course he came on and was like, he was like, black queens forever, snow bunnies never, whatever he said, like he's all about whatever. Yeah, right, and so of course like Druski has like white girls, Latino girls on there, black girls, studs on there, all kind of girls on there, right? So it's one girl on there that she's like kind of like Middle Eastern, or like she's like, what was she? Is she Lebanese or something like that? And so of course Dr. Umar was sitting there, they were interviewing or whatever with her, Druski, the girl, and Dr. Umar. And he's like, so what makes you want to be with, why do you want to be with a black man? What makes you think that you could, like, he's asking her all these questions about like, whatever. And she's getting pissed, like, this is racist. This white girl, this is racist. You're racist. This is racist. And so she goes off so she leaves the interview, goes off into the room where all the other girls are sitting and waiting, right? And she's like, he was racist. He was calling me a snow bunny, and I'm not a snow bunny. I'm Lebanese. I'm not even a snow bunny. So this girl, this white girl's like, she's like, well, like he's racist and this and that. I told him I'm not a snow bunny. I'm Middle Eastern. I'm da 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 da, right? Like she's like, and she says, she's like, yeah, like what the fuck, nigga? That nigga, he's racist. This racist. He's like, she's like nigga, like what? Like saying nigga, right? And so I saw they teased that clip of her going off when she said nigga in the clip on the last episode. She teased it, and I wanted to see this episode to see because it's black girls on the show, and she said it. She's going off in the room and saying it. Right, and so after she said it, they cut it and went to the next scene. So they didn't show anyone's reaction after she said that, and I don't like that. Like, why you ain't showed? I know them black girls in that room did not let her say nigga like that. And for y'all to even be sitting there like airing that shit as if it was fine and cutting out the response, like I know it was black girls in that room. I know they did. It was one black lady on there that's like 43 years old. They call her auntie. That's her nickname is auntie or TT baby, whatever, right? And like I know she ain't just sit there and let you say nigga like that. Like so, Druski, you're smart and whatever. It's a good show, but you rage bait as well. You rage bait, and I don't like that. And y'all should have showed what happened after that girl said nigga like that, because that's fucked up. And especially for y'all to have Dr. Umar on that show like that and making a mark. Like, no, like stop. I don't like that. But other than that, I love the show. It's a guilty pleasure, and you know what? I'll say it with my chest. I watched Coulda Been Love, and yeah, like because I always enjoyed Flavor of Love, but I wasn't like a true adult when that shit was out. I was watching that shit when I wasn't supposed to, but now I'm watching shit as an adult, and I still enjoy it. I love this. It's good. It's a great formula. And I almost was like, Zeus needs to come and pick this up. I'm like, no, keep this fully owned by you because it's on YouTube. It's a YouTube show that he has. Right. Keep this fully owned by you. And shoot, I can see Druski having his own network, his own app or whatever. It probably is coming, yeah, because like this all started from Instagram Live with the whole coulda been fake coulda been auditions that he made, coulda been records. Then he has a show about that. Now he has a show about Coulda Been Love and Coulda Been Network, Coulda Been TV, Coulda Been Entertainment, Coulda Been whatever. So like I'm down for that. If you start an app where you streaming shows and shit like that, I'm a subscribe. I fuck with that shit. You smart. And his Breakfast Club interview was pretty cool too. He has a good head on his shoulder, so I love seeing that. But yeah, so any shows you want to discuss before we log out? Before we log out?
Nope.
Good. Was this a good episode? Was this a good episode?
Great episode.
Was it relatable content?
Yes.
Okay.
That was great.
Anywho, all right, guys, thank you for listening. I'm your girl Danny. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, all those things on YouTube. HER_D is the podcast name. Heard the podcast. We are on all podcast streaming platforms. If you guys follow on Spotify, Apple, all those places, leave a comment. So, like, follow on there, like, give 5 stars, all those good things. All right.